Hi, this is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from Excel Basement Private Limited, and in this video we will learn one awesome technique of splitting the data based on the unique count according to month wise and a day wise. And first of all, I would like to appreciate one of my very good fellow colleague friend, Sayyid Ali Raza. He solved a challenge or a query, you can say, posted by on one of our group of Excel Basement by Ali Abbas. So Sayyid Ali Raza is smartly solved this entire situation with the help of Excel functions, and he created a very beautiful formula. And I was going through that solution, and I thought that why not to share one more alternate solution with the members and the viewers of Excel Basement and others as well, so that we can learn more and grow more. And if you are watching this video, any viewer or any of the member of Excel Basement, you can share your alternate solution if you find anything which is easy and which takes less time to understand. I would highly encourage you and appreciate you if you can contribute. So my all the appreciation goes to Sayyid Ali Raza, and every time he is very active member on our groups and few other members as well. So thank you so much for making a very active community by providing the solutions without charging anything, and that's awesome from the community experts and the users. Okay, so there was a query posted by, as I said, Ali Abbas, and he gave two columns of the data. The first one is date, and the second one is criteria. And what he was required is to get the distinct count based on a criteria. So if we can just go through our data for a little bit so that you can understand the query and also the solution which is made by Sayyid Ali Raza, and then I will tell you how we can go for the alternate solution by using Power Query and Power Pivot. So we will reach to that solution without creating a long formula, and we will save time by just clicking on the built-in features available to us. So let's say if we have a date which is in this scenario 28 November 2019. So as you can see that 28 November is coming two times, and normally if we apply the very basic function of Excel, that is count, so count will return 2 because 28 November is repeating two times. So first of all, we need a distinct count. So this means that 1 should come, and there is no direct function of distinct count available in Excel, whereas you can have a DAX available in Power Pivot and Power BI. Directly that gives you the distinct count, and we can also add calculate with it or filter so that we can make it more dynamic based on some criterias. Again, if we can see another example of 17 December 2019. So 17 December 2019 is coming 6 times in this column, right? So let me just highlight that. Yes, so it's coming 6 times in the column, in this column, and if I apply the very basic count, so it will return 6. But if you can observe that the second column of criteria, so it says that there are two JVs which were posted on 17 December 2019, the JV number 66 and JV number 67. So if we add one more criteria, so technically the user is required the answer which is 2 on 17 December, not the 6, right? So he has dates which is coming multiple times, duplicates, and adding to one more column of criteria which is of JVs or any other description in it. So he want distinct count out of that. And you know that in Microsoft Excel, because there are billions of users now worldwide are using Excel, and Excel on the daily basis, I see on many Excel websites, blogs and YouTube channels, a lot of new creative innovative ideas are coming to solve all these challenges. So first of all, I would like to share the effort of Sayyid Ali Raza. He used some helper columns and helper rows for manipulating that entire situation into one formula, and he has used if, date, sum product, count ifs, and ampersand sign to make all together. Definitely he started with creating some basic logics, and then he just compile all the logics, and then he put it into a cell so that it should work correctly according to the desired results wanted by the Ali Abbas. So Ali Raza, again I would like to appreciate you if you are watching this video. You are one of our active member, and few more other members are as well, and I wish that more global users connect to this platform and share their knowledge. Alright, so if we focus on just on Excel formula approach, so if you are an advanced level Excel user and you are using Microsoft Excel application for last 3-4 or more than that years, so you will be able to create this kind of formula within 30 minutes of time, right? But if you are an intermediate user or a basic user, or you use Excel but not very much, so definitely might be take more than 1 hour, 2 hour. You might be need help from the Excel forums or websites or books, or you might be need help from your colleagues. Or if you are started creating logics and you don't know how some product will work, how countifs, why countif is being divided here, so might be this take entire your day at your workplace. So what I thought is to share one of my knowledge in terms of the BI tools available in Microsoft Excel, Power Query and Power Pivot, in which we can create same kind of interface and we can solve it without any formula. So let's get started, and let me give you a demonstration, and I would open to all that if you have any other solution after watching this video, you can share with us. Alright, so let me just copy entire data which was provided by Ali. So I will just copy the raw data which has 2 columns, dates and the description or the criteria, you can say. I will copy this and I will open a new workbook. So I want to make a new working on a new workbook. So I have just copied the data. I will select the data and then I will convert this normal range into a table format. So it's very easy. Press the Control T or go to Insert tab and click on Table and press OK. So now your normal data has been converted into a structured format, table format, and now I will go to data and I will use Power Query. So I'm using Microsoft 365 subscription based, so I have the latest version. If you have the previous old version, so you might understand what is Power Query and how you can get it. So in this video I'm using the latest version. I will go to data tab and I will click on from table or range. So you will find this on very left side of your ribbon, get and transform data group, and just click on the from table or range button. So within few seconds one more window will open, that is called Power Query Editor, and here we will transform the data according to our requirements. So we will do some steps without any formula. We will just click on the features available. So first of all, if you see the date column, so the date column is now being shown by the dates and the time as well. So I will make it correct. So I will click on the header of this date column. On top left side you will find a small icon of calendar. Click on that, you will find a contextual menu, and here I will select a category that is called date. So and then yes, definitely you have to click on replace current, or you might click add new step. So your date column is being now set correctly, and I want to make duplicate columns because I want to fetch the day number, the month number and the month description as well in a separate columns. Okay, so I will just right click on the date column and I will click on duplicate column. So I will do it 2 more times to have 3 duplicate columns, and I will transform these 3 columns according to our requirement, so that when we create a pivot table, so we can drag and drop the day on the rows, months on the columns. And for month number, why we are doing it, because our calendar is in chronological form, right? So if I don't do that, so the chronological order will not be set. So might be if I skip that step, so it will show like April or A to Z sequence rather than the calendar sequence. So that's why I will be using one more column, and that is the reason I will be pushing this data to the Power Pivot, and where I will use the sort column feature for sorting Jan to December. Okay, so now first quickly I will transform these columns. So to transform the column, right click on the column and go to transform, and here I will select day, and I want to extract the day numbers from the dates, and I will double click on the title to rename that title. So I will just rename the title and press enter key. So next is we need month names, and I will right click again on this column, transform. I will go to month and click on name of the month, so I will get all the names month respectively. The third column will be the getting the number of the month, so I will give a title that is month number. Right click, transform, month, and here I will just click on month, so it will give me 1 till 12 numbers for each of the month. Once I got all the transformation with my data and the relevant fields which are required to plot in the pivot table, now the final step would be to get exit from this Power Query editor window is to go to home tab and click close and load to. Remember that don't click close and load, because once you click close and load it, the data will be created in a separate sheet within that workbook, and because we need to do some more working, so we are pushing this data now to the Power Pivot, which has the data modeling interface. And also in the future, if you want to do some calculations or analytics, you can use the DAX language as well. So for now, I will just click on close and load to, and once you click, you will exit this window and import data window will appear. Here you have to make two changes. The first one is click on only create connection, and the second one is very important, that you have to check mark add this data to the data model. This means that you are pushing this data towards the Power Pivot. Okay, and click on OK. So once you click on OK, Power Query definitely runs the query, and once the raws are loaded, now your next step would be to go to Power Pivot tab, and on the left side of this ribbon click on manage. So once you click on manage, now you are in the Power Pivot for Excel window, and here we are required to do one change is I will select the month column, and then I will click on sort by column feature, which is available in the home tab, and I will click on sort by column. So I want to sort this month column, descriptive month spelling column, to based on month number. So I will select month number here and I will press OK. So remember that the data is not sorted. Basically the column month, which is descriptive names of the month, on the back end we have sorted this column on the basis of month number. So now January has been allocated 1 on the back end, February has been allocated 2 on the back end. So when this data goes to the Power Pivot, so the chronological order of the calendar from Jan to December will be available for us, easily sorted. Okay, otherwise it will not. And one more thing you can do is later on, if you find that this data will get append every time, so you need to just press the refresh button. Whereas in the Excel formula sheet, you need to copy and paste each of the column every month which the data increases. Okay, and also in future, if you want to see each specific year data, so you can again go to the Power Query anytime. You don't need to do steps all again, so you just go to the editor mode, Power Query editor, and where you can insert one more column that represent the year. So and then you can drag in your pivot table as well. Alright, so after doing all the settings for making a final pivot table, so I will click on pivot table available in the home tab. Definitely we want to create a pivot table in a new sheet. I will press OK, and now the Power Pivot table is available for us. On the right side pivot table field list, you will find table 1 2 times. Now this table 1 is the data set name, and the table 1 which has a different icon, if you can compare it, so this is the Power Pivot. And what I now trying to do is I would like to create an interface which is created by Ali Raza in his Excel sheet with the help of Excel formula, right? So I will create this kind of interface with the help of Power Pivot. So let me get back to the Power Pivot, and I will drag and drop the fields. The day will come in the rows, month in the columns. So now you can see that the January, February, March, this chronological order is very correctly defined because we have set by column in the Power Pivot. And what we are required to do is we are required to have the distinct count here. Remember that. So I will drag this criteria column or the field into the values. So for the very first time when you drag it, you will not find the distinct count. You have to do certain changes. So that is right click anywhere on the number, and on this contextual menu click on value field settings, and go to the last option, which is called the distinct count, right, and press OK. So now you got the distinct count here. And sometimes this is very important to mention here in this video, that sometimes the grand totals are not exactly matching, and that's how this when you study the data modeling you will get to it. So I prefer that on the safe side you have to check the grand totals vertically and horizontally if they are correctly defined, or they are generating the correct numbers. But if they are not, we will not go in this video to very technical detail of grand totals, but my preference would be create a formula, and that is very not difficult for doing it. So I will just hide the grand totals of grand totals for row and columns, and I will simply adding a sum function here for creating horizontal and vertical grand totals. And it's very easy. I hope you understand that how it's been created. So it's a basic sum function, and now I will compare this to cross check these numbers, that my report and Ali Raza report by the formula approach are both same or not. So once we get the grand totals here, and I will copy all the grand totals from that report as well. One more thing is that you will find a blank cells as well, and if you want to fill those blank cells with a 0, so that's very easy. Right click anywhere on the blank cell, and in this contextual menu click on second last option, which is called pivot table options, and here you will find a field which is called for empty cell show. So I will write 0 here. So now you can see the 0 is coming, and if you want to make it numbers a bit more formatted, so anytime you can select the data, and on the home tab click on comma formatting, increase or decrease decimal. Right, so now the blank cells has been filled as well. Now the time is to check the numbers if they are correctly coming. So this will make our success with one more alternate solution where we have used Power Query and Power Pivot, and we don't have used any kind of Excel formula which takes a lot of time to generate it. So let me just open the Ali Raza sheet here, and I will just select the totals, and I will paste. Okay, and I will create a small formula that is of subtraction, so that I can be satisfied that yes, all numbers are matching. This is not a big concern, 116 and 116. Okay, all numbers are 0, and we can also check this grand total row wise as well. So let me just again copy those numbers at the bottom. Yes, and the grand total and the total of entire distinct count transactions is 869. So finger crossed, let's see if the number is correct or not. Alright, so okay, so there is no transaction in the month of September, so that the September column has been added in the Ali Raza report, but whereas there is no transaction in the month of September, so in my report, if you can see that after August there is October, no September, because there is no transaction. But if there one transaction can be added in the raw data here, and I will click on refresh button, definitely the September column will be added automatically, so no need to worry about that. And let me just create a small formula that is for the difference. So yes, all numbers are matching, and there is no difference. So 869 has been achieved very quickly and within less time. And whenever the benefit of this solution is that whenever your data increases, you just need to press refresh. And also, if you want to migrate this entire model to the Power BI in future as well, so you can migrate the data in Power BI as well. That's very easy. So I hope you like the video, and thank you so much everyone for sharing the solution and for having the brainstorming. I hope you like the solution as well too. Do share this video. Thank you so much.